Okay, I want to show you something that I've seen on an English channel here recently, and ILM feed replayed it again. And I had a regular of mine send it to me as part of another thing for a totally different reason. But I want to interject this. Now we're having all these Muslims and people coming up into Europe, and we're supposed to be very accepting of them. I think what this point of this actual footage here is showing you that women back then in England, because this is colorized black and white footage from the 1900s, used to wear shawls and things like that. So we should be more accepting of a hijab. But hijabs cover your face almost to the point of being a ninja. It's done for slightly different reasons too and stuff. The women here, if they want to, can pull it on and off and so on. If they, it's out of a matter of respect, and it's a little bit different. The ancient churches used to believe that hair had a sexuality to it, that elder women would chop their hair off and it would be short, and this was all shown in ancient rituals and so on. But eligible women would have longer hair. If they didn't want to go around presenting it, they would do something like this. But we're also talking about England and Britain, and these ladies were just wearing a shawl so their hair wouldn't get dampened and ruined all day long. Back then you didn't have the hairdressing and things like that you did now, so you tried to keep it as long as possible and nice. And so when you did get to your house, you could pull the shawl off, right? Women also kept their hair up quite a bit in buns and styles like that. But then there was the idea of a woman letting her hair down, right? Well, in ancient beliefs, and even the Greeks can be blamed for some of this, going with religion and so on, because they believed that sexuality had to do with a woman's hair, and that a woman's hair down there also helped aid in reproduction and things like that. So you find in ancient depictions of ladies getting totally depilatory, or lack of hair down there, and also in it's taken in the idea of women have less hairs bodies and stuff, right? We do nowadays, and they shave their arms and do things in most all countries now, even ones that didn't used to until recently in it. And then we also have the idea of a grooming situation too that goes along with this. But whenever we start talking about sexuality and how the church went crazy over this idea, where just before women were running around with a boob hanging out, right? And don't tell me no Athenian woman ever didn't have a shawl. But whenever you see the ladies that are giving themselves more self-respect, if you would, instead of presenting themselves as being eligible, you would see something that looks more on the line of the Mother Mary, where she seems to have her little shawl pulled up, not too much different than the lady here that's on the left. So not too much different of a change is shown. So let's take a look at this as we notice that in what they're trying to present to us. It's over 100 years ago. It's actual footage, colorized.
What's fascinating is the girls' hair's all covered, so women do not show long hair. So you see the girls, the shawls, are completely covering them, and you don't see their hair at all, you just see their faces. There's all this debate now about the hijab and about women covering their hair, and we forget that. We've lost that as part of our culture. Like 100 years ago, you wouldn't walk out in the streets of Lancashire with your hair down.
And no, the hijab wasn't part of British culture. Women from all over, Proto-Indo-Europeans, from as far as India and China, all the way through Europe, had this going on. We're in a freer society nowadays. We don't feel like if a woman has her hair showing, she's going to get raped in the open. Some societies still don't have control over themselves enough to where they may have to do something like that, but here it doesn't. It's a matter of jealousy that starts to cause a problem when women are running around in bikinis over here, and over here they're wearing hijabs. By contrast to this exact video, I can show you where ladies in Iran just within 60, 70, 80 years of now, all wearing bikinis, going around dressed up, looking like Raquel Welch and so on, and you don't see that anymore either. So I can show you it going both ways. The problem is that this is our way, that is their way, and our way will not be deviated to be back to their way in any way, shape, or form. We are not going to start wearing hijabs. Whenever you hear the statement, when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do, you should do as such. It'll help you to be a little more free. No one's going to run around raping you because you got your hair out. If they did, it would be one of the immigrants that come from third world countries and not a local UK or British person. That's about all I got to say on this. But yeah, enjoy, guys.